Hey guys, it's Starkin coming at you with another game of Minecraft, and I know I always say this, but I'm very excited to show you what I've been working on. So this is the new and improved chicken machine. You will note chests at the top. The chests are filled with eggs, and then hoppers filled with eggs, leading to the dispensers filled with eggs. Same general setup as before. You rock this back and forth, but uh, due to the gravity feeding nature of the hoppers, the eggs go directly down into from the chest to the hopper and then into the dispenser, keeping them full, which is just a dramatically more efficient way of doing this. You 10 times as efficient when you have all of the stuff in the chests being able to feed into the dispensers. Other dramatic changes, you'll note a lot of water. That is for item acquisition. Look, I'm not proud of the conditions that these chickens are kept in, but it seemed efficient, and I reflect not for the first time that, farmers make compromises. So in here, I've got a water source this way, which allows us to come down in, and a water source here. Uh, if we just toss some eggs on the ground, we will show the proof of concept of the place. I killed all the adult chickens earlier to give myself a little bit of working room. Here in the back, an access point. Just above there is where the chickens are. So if it's working, and I think it should be, well, it won't be in the hopper, it'd be at the bottom one already. Yep, there you go. So anything that falls inside, be it feathers, chicken, or eggs, will fall down through this system and fill up the chests. I can't actually access these in the middle at the moment, but if I knock the block off of the top of it, so that's definitely a thing to improve, but also uh, it's more than a little probable that this is a sort of wonky setup, given that I just built it on my previously existing chicken coop. If I was building it out of the ground, it would be a lot easier. So the way that hoppers and other activated blocks work typically is they can't be fastened to another one, and hoppers are directional. So just a little show you how I built it with my pre-existing setup. You need to come in across here. For the hopper to be pointed down, you want to be either... I'm just going to get rid of that water real quick. You need to be above it, directly looking down, or looking up at a block, and then the hopper, which will only ever go like directionally down, will go down. And I can actually just sort of do a build here from the side, pretty funny. And if you just click in the proper places without being pushed around by your chickens, you two can build a weird little thing here. And then, of course, now that I'm out, push them back in. And when they grow up, they should just lay their eggs automatically. And those eggs should then go downstairs into those hoppers, allowing me a wonderful sort of future. And I'm like, how am I going to... Yep, we'll need to, there we go. So whenever you're building them, it's important to do what I didn't do here and build stuff in very specific orders because of the way that the activated blocks will go. And I just dropped that axe, which means it'll be somewhere. No, okay, there we go. Sometimes if you drop something around a setup like this, it will end up in just hysterically out of proportion places to where you had planned. So, whoopsie. As I was saying, you need to do it in a very specific order. And that'll let you, build your double chests, but not if you're looking at it the wrong way. Anyway, it actually doesn't matter which way this one is faced. I just wanted it for symmetry. So all you would need to do is clear it off. If you put blocks on top of the redstone, it sometimes doesn't work, but I think maybe that's just if it interrupts the circuit. But anyway, I could change the way that one's angled at a later date. But instead of keeping all my eggs over here, I can just drop some into these. And of course, because chests have a dramatically larger capacity, than the other things we were using. And now, you look at the hopper and it just constantly pushes through. And my other things fell into it. Now I think it'll just dispense that dirt block. We'll see. So if it just drops the block, that's fine. But if it pushes it out, then that'll break the dispenser. No, it doesn't look like it did that. But now we need to see if it's still in the dispenser. So the thing about... Yep, there we go. We'll go downstairs and we'll expect to see... those blocks might have been in there already. But anyway, this is the egg setup, and I actually think, I mean, it's clearly not brilliant, but that's how it works. And I'm actually like really proud of it. I was laying in bed awake last night. Awake at night last night, just like thinking about what I could do with this. And because before I had went to sleep, I was building this little guy over here. So I was figuring out the directional nature of the hoppers, whether or not you could chain hoppers into other hoppers and how far. Still got a lot of conceptual work to do there. The other thing I wanted to show off is my auto smelter that my friend gave me the name of, and that's all I needed to figure it out. At least this is my automatic smelter. Into the top, you put anything that you want smelted. Here, we're going to go with cobblestone. It's going to drop it into the item hopper, into the furnace. It's going to burn it up, and then drop it into my chest at the bottom. Easy peasy. And then if I wanted smooth stone, which would require another layer of furnacing, I would just build another one of these underneath it and then have that. So this is going to be like a massive time saver. I've spent a ton of time clicking on these things to put cobblestone in. The one thing I can't do, however, or I can't figure out, so if I put charcoal at the top, it'll go into the hopper and then drop in to the top, just where I don't want it to be. So like if I put spruce in, I can turn it to charcoal and the charcoal will drop out, but I can't just like keep a bunch of charcoal at the top to sort of gravity feed it down. But still, when you only have to come back one every 64 units, so it's like 500 bakes, that's a very much better smelter. And actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I wanted to see if I could build a composter machine on the same framework, because when you think of a machine, what you want, I think I need slabs, yeah, what you want is something that's going to do a task for you that you don't want to do yourself. And whenever I think of a task like that, I think of all the time that I've spent right clicking onto composters. So I'm just going to see real quick. Of course, you have to have verticality when you're building these things. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to align it in the ways that you need. So here, up underneath, bam, got a hopper. And then we're just going to toss a chest here. And if this works, we're going to be able to throw the seeds in. They should drop into the composter. Oh, we're going to need another layer. I built it poorly. So this is fine, but I needed it to be higher up. So we're going to have to break this chest, put a block there. Now underneath that block, we're going to be able to put this hopper in. The chest directionally doesn't matter, so we're not going to have to worry about restructuring it. And then we'll put another chest at the bottom. And hopefully that'll be a bone meal machine. And that would actually be amazing, because I've spent way too much of my life clicking on bone meal things. But we'll see if it's functional or not. Oh, the hopper needs to be underneath that. Right. Okay, so when I said I knew what I needed to do, I meant in a whole separate way. I had no idea what I needed to do. So we're going to need to put this hopper in beforehand. Composter doesn't matter directionally. And then we'll be able... Oh, the hopper was directionally wrong. See, this is like, I'm not mad, but this is pretty funny. Cause like I was like so confident. I'm like, I'm gonna be able to build this stuff. I'm gonna show people what is up. They're gonna be like so impressed. But instead, what happened was this ridiculousness. But now I think we're gonna get it figured out. This should be a working chain composter, which it was exactly what I thought it would be. I built it staggered one step down, and that made me a little confused. And yep, there we go. So, well, we don't want dirt in there. That'll screw up the whole system. But we put seeds in the top or any other organic material, saplings or whatnot. And here at the bottom, we've got stone. Here at the bottom, we should be getting another bone meal here in a second. Yep, there we go. Yeah. Oh, yes, awesome. Uh, but yeah, that's all you got to do. You I don't know if there's a way to go like anti-gravity. That would be the next thing for me to try to figure out, or one of the next things to try to figure out is if I can somehow get items on the bottom and zoom them around to the top. Because if I can do that in some way, I would need to be able to differentiate the eggs from the meat and the feathers that may result. But now we have adult chickens, so when we go to the bottom, I am expecting to see a number of eggs. No, they haven't started laying them yet. They would have just been born. But that's right, because it takes like 20 minutes, and I just brought them back to life not long ago. But I believe when they start laying eggs, then it all should come together. And it looks like this one is the greedy one of them. Oh, that is broken now. Maybe it was always broken. Anyway, see, this is the sort of troubleshooting that is going to be annoying, but I will... Yep. What we'll do is go around the other side, showing my mastery of the concepts by making mistakes and then attempting to fix them with engineering principles quickly afterward. So this is going to be really hard to see because of all the chickens. All right. All right, I'm going to have to cull the herd in order to solve that problem, but that's all I'll have to do. I just put it in crooked in the first place, but whoopsie. Anyway, I'm gonna break this whole thing trying to solve one little problem. Story of my life. Oh, I can't place the block because the chickens are on it, but that doesn't it's not a problem. That's just an observation. This is gonna work. All the concepts are there. I just implementation a little wonky, and doing it with a bunch of living chickens in there not efficient. But that's what I've been working on. Uh, and like I said, just really excited about these developments. I mean, very rudimentary machines, right? It's just one stage, uh, gravity fed, logical sort of processes. But I am like really pleased with figuring them out. And just like in the space of like an hour or so, at least figuring, oh, this is how the hoppers directionally work. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but I I like puzzles when they're easy enough for me to figure out. But that's that. And when I return, I will have either more improvements or a scaled up and efficient version of the chicken coop, because I'm thinking this one built into the side of the hill and such as it is, it would probably be better to not do the water on the inside and just line the bottom of something with hoppers, which would take a moderate amount of iron, but not that much as an initial investment. But that'll be a question for a later day. Until then, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Simple Machines in Minecraft. And I hope I'll see you in the next video.